strike, it's back to school for Humber students. But not everyone is on the same page. Some people might look to withdraw.
We just want education.
And to top it off, students could receive up to $500, but there's a catch. A special edition of Humber News starts now. Hi, welcome to this very special edition of Humber News. I'm Sarah Flores, coming to you from our newsroom at Humber's North Campus. Today, we will look into the Ontario College strike, which had students out of class for 5 long weeks. Thanks for joining us. Things are slowly getting back to normal, but it's taken a long time for students to resume their education. The 5-week strike has left students at Humber confused, frustrated, and overwhelmed in regards to catching up on missed work. 500,000 students across Ontario and 12,000 faculty members at 23 colleges were all affected by the strike. No one knew for certain how long the strike would last, and at times it seemed like there were very few updates for students. The good news is that it's over. However, changes to the school year might have some students feeling concerned, and that's our focus on the show today. One big concern for students is what they should do next. There is speculation that some students are considering dropping out and getting a full refund from their program. Tyson Launchlager reports.
Katie Vanderlaan is a final-year business administration student at Humber College. Throughout the 5-week-long strike, Vanderlaan was thinking about dropping out of school before ultimately changing her mind.
So during the 5 weeks, I was pretty much 100% convinced I wanted to drop out, get my refund, and start over in winter. After I actually had my first day back on Tuesday, I started to reconsider that a little bit. My teachers are making changes to the curriculum, and they are actually being true to their word, making it easier.
Jen McMillan is Humber's Dean of Students. She says students need to think before they just drop out.
So it's really important that students talk to someone before they make that decision, because we have many programs that don't have a January start that would be the same semester that started in September. So that may not be an option for students, and so we want students to be informed and to understand, and that varies from program to program.
Before making a definitive decision about dropping out, Vanderlaan made a pros and cons list to help make her choice. While she's likely not dropping out, she understands why some people would.
I have friends who are in applied tech kind of programs, and this whole truncation of the semester is really throwing them off. So I know for them it's really difficult, and I'm glad that we have the option for refunds.
Students have until December 5th to leave without academic penalty. That 2-week period could help students decide what they think is best for them.
I've been talking to students about the opportunity that they have to come back, if they can, engage in their classes, talk to their faculty, see what the course completion plan is, and then make that decision in the most informed way.
As for Vanderlaan, the support from faculty is helping her make her choice.
I'm done with those courses. The teachers are being super supportive, and I can just take the winter semester off to go to Florida and take my break.
In an interview with Radio Humber, 3 students did tell us they are planning on dropping out, with one student saying, quote, "The ultimatum they're giving students makes no sense. I'm definitely going to leave." Tyson Launchlager, Humber News.
One issue that seems to be looming after the strike is the mental health of students. Following the announcement this week that there will no longer be a reading week, many students are concerned about the mental health repercussions that decision may cause. Keisha Watson reports.
We're here in front of the Student Wellness and Accessibility Center, which many students rely on for their counseling needs, especially those who suffer from mental illness. Unfortunately, following the recent news this week that there will no longer be a reading week for the 2018 school semester, many students feel uncertain about their academic future. We spoke with Dean of Students Jen McMillan regarding these concerns.
All kinds of supports that are available to students to try and help with that, so I encourage students who are feeling that way to access the resources that we have through our Student Wellness and Accessibility Center. We have mental health professionals who work on our campuses who are able to help support students both individually and in group sessions. We look at those opportunities for students to come together and talk about the things that they're feeling. So all of those things are available for students to consider.
Although there are mental health services available, students still feel as though some sort of winter break from school altogether would be beneficial for their mental stability.
Students get a break because it has a lot to do with mental health as well. We do need some time to relax and kind of just, set into that whole mentality that we're going to go into exams. And if we get that taken away, then it puts a lot more stress on us as a student.
Many are concerned that without Reading Week, they will fall behind in their studies and feel overwhelmed with the pressure to succeed with the revised and shorter academic schedule.
We should have got it because it kind of gives us some time to prepare for our midterms, the exams, and then it kind of prepares for how the semester ends and you gotta do everything.
With the pressing issue of mental health on campus and the Bell Let's Talk movement right around the corner, many students still feel as though a break from their studies is needed more than ever.
They can still give some sort of, maybe not so much a week, if it kind of goes against whatever policies and stuff that are being implemented, but just give them some sort of a day or two at least, so they can kind of just shut down and relax and then refocus again, because I think that's really important for all of us.
McMillan encourages students to reach out if they need help.
Our key for students is, if you need help, please ask for it. There are a lot of caring, supportive people who work at Humber who want nothing more than students to be successful. So if they ask for help, we'll find a way to get it for them.
There is a consensus among students that the Reading Week is essential when it comes to catching up on missed assignments, but also getting that much-needed mental break from everyday school stressors. However, Humber has made it clear that although there is no longer a Reading Week, there are counseling services available for those students who believe that their mental health may be in jeopardy. Keisha Watson, Humber News.
What about international students? Well, there are a lot of them at Humber, and they're also facing major setbacks due to the strike. Humber, along with other colleges, have all announced that the fall semester will be extended into late January, but some students have already booked their flights home that they now have to cancel. With the semester being extended, some international students may even have to extend their student visas and rent, and that doesn't come cheap.
Permit is going to expire in August next year, and because of this strike, I'll probably have to extend it, pay more for these kind of things. Some students might have lost their visa about this and this strike, so could affect you a lot.
Burden on us. We have to do work as simultaneously all subjects. We have 6 subjects over there. So at a particular time, how we can manage that all? So it's very tough for us to survive through strike, and it really affects our daily life.
Although the college has announced that some students have 2 weeks to decide if they want to drop out of their program, but that's not an option for international students. For them, that means they have to leave the country. There is speculation that students affected by the strike are eligible for up to $500. There's some confusion as to how it works and how students can get it. Students who wish to receive these funds are to apply for it through financial aid. Haley DeWitt-Williams reports.
Students experienced hardships due to the strike. Now that there is talk of a $500 refund, they're wondering what hoops they'll have to jump through to get it.
As you may have heard, working with the colleges, the province announced that there would be a relief fund, a strike relief fund for students that have experienced hardship, and I believe by the end of this week there's going to be criteria for that fund published.
We spoke to Humber's Dean of Students, who said the strike relief fund is still being talked about.
That is a process by which students can apply for reimbursement for incremental costs that they incurred because of the strike.
This could be why so many students are still unclear as to if they will qualify or what the guidelines and application process will be. From what is known so far, domestic and international full-time students who plan on carrying out the semester will be able to apply for the refund. Although Humber has not yet released official guidelines, the application process for the strike relief fund will require students to provide detailed payment receipts and any supporting documentation for expenses experienced due to the strike. Costs could include things like childcare, rent, or rescheduled bus tickets. But some students at Humber believe that $500 just isn't enough.
I think $500 isn't even that much when you really think about it. When you're thinking about what you pay, I think everyone deserves it. I know they're kind of stating as a financial hardship, but I feel like people that suffered the strike go through so many other hardships that the least they could do is give us $500.
Each college will be responsible for the money it pays out to its students. The money that will be paid out is money that the colleges saved during the strike by not having to pay faculty. Students will be happy to know that any payouts will not count against their OSAP. but students should keep in mind that if they do get the $500 refund, they will not be able to participate in the class action lawsuit against Ontario colleges. Haley DeWitt-Williams, Humber News.
We're going to take a quick break. Still ahead in this edition of Humber News, the ongoing conflict between union and management. Also, an interview with the Dean of the School of Media Studies. Right now, here's a sample of what students are saying about the strike.
It's great. It's super great. I was really over everyone being on strike, and I was getting kind of bored, so I'm happy to be back in my classes and really getting the ball going again.
How does it feel? It feels okay. I mean, 5 weeks off is not really beneficial for the students since it's my last year trying to graduate and then try to continue university after.
Being back at school is so good, but when we going back to school is so hard for me because it's a lot of tests and a lot of exams and a lot of assignments.
Feels pretty good. I'm studying again and I'm not losing my money more, so yeah, feels pretty good.